Hi everyone, Krista Benyuska here, author of Gratitude Adjustment. Ooh, there it is. So I mentioned in the video that I made where I was reading the story that I would be posting some ideas for teachers, parents, school counselors, Sunday school teachers, whoever is using the story, of some activities you could do with the kids, discussion points. And so this is what that video is about, just giving you some ideas. Please feel free to use the story to help teach any kind of positive lesson you can. Lord knows we need more of it out there in the world. So obviously gratitude is the main theme of the story, with Sally Ann kind of being, typical 5-year-old who's very egocentric and the world revolves around her. So she grumbles and complains all the time, and mom kind of is over it. And so what I liked about the story is that instead of mom solving the problem, because we all know moms are great at problems, but we also, one of the great things about moms is they know where to go to get a little extra help. And so the mom enlisted the help of Grandpa Ken to come in, and I really like that it was a grandparent that came and helped kind of adjust Sally Ann's attitude, because even though I'm not a parent, I've heard from many parents that a lot of times they're like, the kids won't listen to me, but they'll listen to somebody else. So I like that Grandpa Ken's the one that comes and helps. So gratitude, obviously the main theme, talking about, because we want the kids to be more appreciative and thankful and grateful for things in their world. And Grandpa is the one who helped her do that. So one of the ideas I had is that you could compare and contrast the various situations in which she complained. One was, they're on family vacation. And actually they're on vacation in two different aspects. One, they're, looking out, and that picture is supposed to be the Smoky Mountains. That was a vacation I went on with my family. And so one is there at the Smoky Mountains looking out and she can't see anything. And I remember that as a kid. I was like, we went on vacation and I couldn't see half of what we did. And the other part was she's at the amusement park and she's stuck riding all the baby rides. So you can compare and contrast the various locations where she complains. So their vacation from the summer, at school she has complaints, about there's never her favorite lunch. The teacher doesn't call on her. She has to sit beside the kid she doesn't like. No one plays with her at recess. All the complaints I hear as a school counselor from kids. So all very typical things. At home, she has complaints. The older sister doesn't have time for her. So you could go through all the various settings of complaints and do, okay, so at home, what does she complain about? At school, what does she complain about? On vacation, what does she complain about? And then you can kind of compare and contrast, from the end of the book to the beginning. Here are the complaints, here are the negative things that she listed, but here's the positive things that Grandpa Ken helped her to figure out. And so kind of go through that change in her mindset that Grandpa helped her with, seeing the positives and the negatives. What else did I write down here? I made myself some little notes, a little cheat sheet. Grandpa Ken being the main influencer for her in this story. So one of the things you can have the kids write about or discuss is who in their world is kind of their voice of reason, who's their person that can kind of help them when they're having a rough time, they're not doing well, who's kind of their Grandpa Ken, sort of thing. Grandpa Ken is for real, my Grandpa Ken. That was his name. And no, he would have probably never been caught dead with boas and pink hats and stuff, but he did teach me to ride a bike. So another thing to talk with the kids, a discussion topic you could do is how our behavior impacts other people. Sally Ann wasn't realizing that her grumping and grouching and grousing is bringing everybody else down. Like, nobody else wants to be around that. And so that's something I think a lot of kids don't realize, especially younger kids. They don't realize how their behavior impacts people around them. So that's a good thing to talk about. Looking at the actual things that Sally Ann complains about, where they are, what she could do to change them, and help kids realize that they actually have a lot of control that they don't think they have. Okay, so, in the picture of her family looking at the mountains and she's standing in the back, there's a real simple way for her to fix that. Instead of complaining, she can move, right? But she didn't, and she chose to complain. So we can talk to the kids about, well, why do we as humans choose to complain instead of solving our problems sometimes? And a lot of times it's because, well, as humans, it's a lot easier to complain. And sometimes people actually like complaining for various reasons. Maybe it gets them the attention they want. Maybe that's just their personality and they need a little help switching it, right? So you can talk to kids about why do we choose to complain and stay stuck as opposed to changing what's going on. So you could look at the actual thing she complains about and then brainstorm with your kids, okay, what could she do differently so that she could actually maybe have some control over things, you know? Yeah, she has to sit beside Jordan, and a lot of times in class, we don't get a say in where we sit, but could she ask to move if it was a big deal? Okay, yeah, Jordan picks his nose. Nobody wants to be with Jordan picking his nose. By the way, Jordan is my cousin, and so is Tristan, and Jordan loves being the nose picker in that book. But anyways, I thought it'd be fun to go through the different things she complains about and what can you really control. Okay, they never have meatloaf and pickle sandwiches. Is your school going to have that? No, but can you pack your own lunch? Yeah, you know. So that'd be a cool activity to do with the kids. Please go buy the book if, you know, you want it for your own personal library at home, at school, wherever. Right now you can buy it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or from the publisher. I self-published. So you can go to authorhouse.com and you can get it there. I will tell you it's expensive, and I apologize. I had absolutely zero say in the price of the printed materials. And in fact, when they sent me the price, my first comment was, no one's going to buy this, because it's like, I think $20 for the paperback and $30 for the hardback. I'm like, no one's going to buy a $30 hardback book for their kids. But the ebooks, I did have a say in that. So I had the choice to make it anywhere from $3.99 to $9.99. I go make it $3.99. I'm like, make that sucker as cheap as you can get it so people can get it in their hands. So if you want the ebook, it's $3.99. So that's one way to go. But I think it's a really cute book. The kids at school love it. The illustrations are super fun. And so one thing I can offer, if you want to do it as an activity, your kids could write to the author. So I know I like to hear from authors that I like and be able to email and ask questions. So if you want to do an activity where your class writes an email to the author and asks some questions, I'll be happy to answer questions about Sally Ann Smiley or the book or what it was like to write a book. So if you want to ask some questions of the author, you can send an email to Benyuska, that's my last name, Benyuska, and then the letter K, so it's benyuskak@gmail.com. Send those and I will happily get back to you as quickly as I can. I think that's a fun activity for the kids. And in the future, I hope to have some activities created for you on Teacher Pay Teacher, so they're not there yet, but check back and hopefully we'll have some there. But if you have questions or anything, feel free to contact me at benyuskak@gmail.com. I hope your kids like the story. I hope you get a lot of really interesting or helpful lessons that you can do with the kids. It's great. Our kids at our school, K through 5, all really enjoy it. I think, yeah, they partly enjoy it because they know me and, you know, I wrote a book. So let me know what your kids think of the book. If you are a Tennessean, you're going to recognize some stuff. And one of the fun things I did in here is, because I got to do the illustration. I didn't do them, but, you know, I worked with the illustrator and got them to look what I wanted to look like. So like I said, the vacation was actually a vacation we went on. It was a vacation I went on with my husband and my brother and sister-in-law, and we went to Tennessee. And so if you're from the Pigeon Forge area, you'll recognize Dollywood is in there. I obviously can't say Dollywood, right? But that's all Dollywood. That's stuff we got to do there. My husband's feeding the ducks, and, you know, if there's horses around, I want to see them. And there's a real steam engine there you get to ride. And in Gatlinburg, we really saw the little bear cub in the tree. And so they were all things that were inspired. And so the picture of the family, this one, right there, that's right there at your Tennessee-North Carolina state line up there where y'all can stop and look out over. So if you're from Tennessee, there you go. You got some hometown stuff in there. Anyways, if you have questions or anything, feel free to email me. Like I said, I hope you really enjoy the book. Feel free to share the video of me reading it. I know a lot of authors don't want you recording yourself reading it. So I just recorded it for you. So there you go. You can have me. So feel free to share it. And there you go. I hope you like it. And I hope you get some fun activities and lessons. And hey, if you think of any cool activities or lessons to do with it, send those to benyuskak@gmail.com as well. And then we can share those out. So put those out and share those with people, because the more we work together and share ideas with books and resources, the better. All right. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. Have a great and blessed day.